I'm Sophie Rovner from the American Chemical Society. Welcome to this news briefing from the ACS Fall 2019 National Meeting in San Diego. We're joined today by Dr. Gang Han from the University of Massachusetts Medical School. He's studying nanoparticles that could someday give humans built-in night vision. Dr. Han.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you for organizers' opportunity and the kind of introduction. So it's my great pleasure to be here today to share some of our results. Our lab is very interested in inventing different luminescent nanoparticles and molecules for diverse biological applications. Today, to share with you our recent result regarding to enabling the night vision in mice using up-conversion nanoparticles. So, Sophia.
Next slide.
Yeah, next slide.
Okay.
Oh, yes, first slide. Okay, so the story is about to developing a photoreceptor bonding nanoparticles which can absorbing strongly in near-infrared light, which appear to invisible to our naked eye. However, once we inject eye, let them land anchored on photoreceptors tightly, this near-infrared light can be translated to this visible light, which is can be detected well by our own naked eye, our own photoreceptors. So in this way, you can see on these pictures on the right, on left side, so we can making this protein-counted particles. Then after we inject to the subretinal injected eye, it can land nicely bonding to photoreceptors. Then later, we did a few experiments to let mice to tell the different near-infrared imaging patterns like triangle and circular. The mice actually can nicely execute this task. As you can see on the right, so we imagine that in this way, mice can dance nicely in this invisible this light beam mesh. It hopefully can be used in human in the near future. Next slide. So the new result we have here is rather than using inorganic particle, where we have developed using mice, now we're looking forward to a more safer and brighter particle, which we call up-conversion X. It's made of a completely organic-based molecules, which has like 100 times brighter than this our first version particle in the mice use. So as you can see here, we actually very interested in saying if it's possible, it's a nice way to making this night vision in our human naked eyes in the future. Yeah.
All right, thank you. We can now open this up for questions. If you have a question, please state your name and affiliation.
Hi, so it's Kath O'Driscoll from Chemistry and Industry magazine. I was interested, did you say that the compounds are injected into the eye?
Yes, this particle was injected by subretinal injection into eye. So it's be injected under this retinal, but in front of the RPE cells. Sounds scary, but it has been routinely done in hospitals, in clinic.
Right.
So the people, actually doctors using this way to deliver the drugs to treat a lot of retinal disorders.
I guess that would be the main application then, would it? The initial application would be to treat these eye diseases. Can you expand a little bit on the applications for delivering drugs, I guess, if that's
okay.
what...
Yeah, the result we have, we actually show we now can create it as a way like mammals to have some super ability to see infrared, which is normally is not impossible for our eyes. But as you said, so this is other way you can like conjugate the drug molecules onto particles, then let them be bound with photoreceptors directly. Then drug can be gradually released, but for a longer time than small molecules to treat this retinal disorders disease.
Okay. Would there be any scope? Could these be applied to, say, contact? I'm just thinking if people did want this kind of night vision ability, I don't think anybody's really going to want to be injected in the eye. I mean, would it be possible to adapt it for using contact lenses or some other type of method?
Yeah, so we have been also try to developing contact lens version of these particles, but the only limitation we have been thinking is the reason we let particle directly bonding to photoreceptor is that we can enhance the sensitivity. So we're not sure if contact lens can do the same thing or not, but it's definitely something we're going to try.
Okay. Yeah. And in terms of the safety, you mentioned the organic compounds. What type of organic compounds are you looking at?
It's dye molecules, organic dye molecules.
So they're commercial dye molecules?
Some are commercially available, some is we have been developing a lab, So, but it's something because has some more established way you can test it, safety issues by FDA and the other regulation issues,
Thank you.
Katie Cottingham, American Chemical Society. So how long would this last in a person's eye? Would it just be a few hours or months or a year?
Actually, it's, we found the result very surprising to us. We only inject once, but the effects last at least 10 weeks. So we saw after 10 weeks, the mice still maintain nicely of the night vision superability.
Okay. And does this treatment seem to have effects on the mice's regular day vision?
Yeah. Actually, we tested this behavior, mice behaving even with the room light. It does not seem like normal, this visible light interfere with the near-infrared vision. It's a very interesting finding there.
Okay. And let's see. So building on the applications question, are you really kind of targeting the military or people who hunt or something like that?
It's a very good question. So, although this is projects, it's come out result completely from the scientific curiosity, but we believe there are a lot of potential applications in this civilian and the military field, for humans and animals.
Other questions?
Bela Buslik, ACS. What about the stability of these nanoparticles and so forth? Part of the problems I see is people have cataracts, people have floaters and so forth in the lens and so forth, and that they're aggregating particles and so forth. What would this do, and how stable are they, and what's the actual effect on the vision of the nanoparticle?
Okay, sure, can you go back to last slide? Okay, so if you can see, actually, PB UCNPs for the bonding particle, this composition we actually made. This has a protein conjugated particle, which is a lectin family protein called CoA. We found that the protein is key for the research. This protein actually acts glue to let the particle nicely anchor on photoreceptor, forming very thin layers there. But without the protein there, the particle just forming aggregation in the eyes. We also test this biocompatibility of this photoreceptor bonding particle in the eyes by doing this photoreceptor degenerations assays, cell apoptosis assays, immunogenetic assays. So we found for short term, like 1 day, or longer term, 10 weeks, we did not see significantly the side effects in the eye.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Kath O'Driscoll from Chemistry and Industry again. just to ask about applications outside of the eye, again, I'm wondering, could it have applications in areas like photodynamic therapy, sort of cancer therapies and that type of thing?
Yeah. Okay. That's a very good question. And so we have started actually for dynamic therapy and other such things. So for example, you can attach a photosynthesizer directly to such particles. In this way, you can use near-infrared, which is deep tissue penetration light source, to activate the photosynthesizers in deep tissue for treating the tumors, but burying in very deep in the body. So this particular project, we come out from different angles. So rather than this nanomedicine we have been doing for many years, so the first time we proposed a way can using this particle to extending this human's ability to making offer some super ability for us. So I think it's both application we have developing, but both has their own merits. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. The archived version of this session will soon be posted at bit.ly/ACS 2019 San Diego. Please join us for our next press conference at 10:30 a.m. on how skin creams aren't what we thought they were. Thank you very much.